So normally on Behind the Athlete, we do a very formal sit-down interview where we talk to a player and a coach one-on-one, but we're trying something new today, and we have, I guess you could say, a test subject, if you will, and Jade Abdulla, the senior for the GlenOak Lady Golden Eagles. And Jade, what we're going to do is we're going to start on one baseline and go to the baseline down there, and it's called baseline to baseline, and we just have a conversation. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm ready.
Sounds good. So here we go. So 18-2, you guys sit this season at this point. Is that about where you thought you'd be, or is it above average of where you thought you'd be, or kind of below where you thought you'd be?
I think it's like right where I thought we'd be. It's definitely good to have a couple losses under your belt. It fuels you for the rest of the season and into tournaments, and you always have something to improve on from like the start of the season and until the end of the season. So I think that's probably right where I thought we would be.
Last couple of years, you guys have been in deep games in the tournament in the district, and you've lost on buzzer beaters. I know I say that to you, and I see the look on your face, but what's it going to take this year to be the team that, I guess, takes the other teams out opposed to being the team that's taken out?
It's definitely like mental for us probably at this point, because most of the time we know we're the better team, but we play against ourselves more or less. So with that, we just have to bring in details to practice for the next 2 weeks and then see where it gets us in the tournament.
Your coach, Coach Wackerly, I know he's not like a lot of the other coaches here in the county. It's very numbers-oriented. It's a different style game. He always talks to me about the elite mindset that you guys try to play with. How does that make things different, the way that he does things?
It's definitely tough, but it prepares you. It'll definitely prepare me for college, and I think it'll prepare me for anything in life. And you learn a lot of life lessons throughout it, and you learn how to deal with things that will actually happen in your life. And it makes you more gritty on the floor, and you play for the people next to you, and you know he cares about you on the outside, and so you don't really take it personal.
If you were to win a state title this year, or even get to Columbus, what would that mean as a whole?
I think it's a dream from when we were little. Like I said, we've been playing together forever, and that's been a dream since we all were little. It would be awesome. No other word to describe it.
Federal League champs, as we had talked about, though, co-Federal League champs. What's that been like to think about that and to have that next to your name?
That's great. We've done it before, though, and we're looking to do something bigger. Obviously, that's a great accomplishment, but like Coach Wack said, we didn't really get to cut a net down for that at Jackson, but that's not really the net we want. So we're obviously looking to win a district title and do things bigger.
And last question for Jade Abdulla here on baseline to baseline. When you look at your stats, there's never one stat that stands out above the rest. As I was joking with you before this, it'll be like 5, 5, 5, and 5 with like being 5 for 5 from the floor. How do you play such an unselfish game and not worry about your numbers and continue to go out there and put out the effort that you do every game?
I think that just shows throughout our team even. Sometimes someone will have a higher game and then they'll have a lower game, but it's really not about how many points you score. Like we always say, my stats don't reflect my floor game, and I always think it's really important about a floor game, like the kind of floor game you have and what you do to get other people open and things you do for your team, because honestly it's all about my teammates, and that's kind of what makes our team so special, is we all embody that.
Jade Abdulla, the first test subject on baseline to baseline. We have just a couple more feet to go here, but that's going to do it for the first edition of Baseline to Baseline. I think you did a great job. It seemed like you were very comfortable with the walk the whole time, and maybe next time we'll take it to like a local trail or something and not just do it here in a gym. Jade, thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Again, this has been Baseline to Baseline as part of Behind the Athlete, and I'm Jon Bozeka.